What up people, Climb from BrewBru here with another wee video for you. So today we're going to show you how to get your beer from one of these, ba-bing, a keg. Doesn't have to be a 5 litre, I'm just using a 5 litre because I've got a little drop in here that I want to bottle. Can of course be a Corny keg, principles and everything is exactly the same. Okay, you got a gas in and you got beer out, which I'll take you through in a minute. You're going to need some bottles. So I've got some bottles here that have already been star sand, cleaned, etc. So a bottle washer with some star sand in it, or any other kind of no-rinse cleaner. A couple of thingies in there, and then stick them on your bottle tree or whatever else you use. So get them kind of ready. And then I've also got some lids. I've got a mixture of kind of plastic and normal crown caps in here because I was doing some stuff with plastic bottles, but I'm going to be using glass bottles today. There is another video on my channel, search for it, which shows you how to use the counter pressure filler thing, whatever it's called, for plastic bottles, these PET babies. But today it's all about the glass, okay? We're going to show you how to use this contraption. Ba ba ba! Pretty awesome, eh? Every time I pull it out, I can never quite remember how to work it, which end goes where, but it's actually pretty straightforward. You basically got two ends on it, one here, one here. Gas comes in one and beer comes out the other. You've got a little valve here which adjusts the amount of flow of your beer. So your beer will obviously be coming in here, down here, into the bottom of your bottle, and as the beer fills up, then the pressure within the bottle gets released and it will come out through this kind of little release valve here. So as you turn this, it basically allows more of that pressure to come out. The more pressure you let out, i.e. the quicker you let it out, then the quicker your bottle is going to fill up. And you don't want to do that too fast. I'll show you in a minute what I mean. But the faster you do that, obviously the more foam you're going to create, which you don't want. You want to do it nice and slowly coming up the bottle so you don't get too foamy. You want a little bit of foam on the head, so when you put your cap on, you've got a little bit of foam, and that will prevent any oxygen from getting into your bottle and causing any oxidization. But apart from that, it's just low and slow. Just enjoy the bottling process, people. Now, one thing I don't know, and I don't think actually makes any difference, is whether it matters which side you put gas and which side you put beer on. Every time I've done it, I kind of think, is this right? And it works every time. So I'm guessing that either I'm just very lucky and get it right every time, or it doesn't matter because it's all connected inside. So it doesn't matter whether your beer is coming in here or in here. It doesn't really matter. You're basically just turning this little valve at the top the other way. So if it's turned one way, then it's obviously going to let the CO2 in. If it's turned this way, then it's going to let the beer in. So I don't think it really matters, to be honest. So what you're going to need, well, let me show you and hopefully not flick any more water at you. So, of course, you need your counterflow, counter pressure thing-mabob, whatever it's called. You're going to need a length of beer tubing with a quick disconnect on the end. Nothing on the other end. Certainly for my beer filler anyway, because it's got barbed ends. You're going to need a gas line running to your keg to gas in. You're going to need another gas line, this one here, which is going to run onto the other end of my filler. So it's going to go on that end, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to connect this up to beer. Don't connect it to beer until you've connected it to this and got it in the bottle, because as soon as you connect this onto the keg, what's going to happen? Beer is going to go everywhere, okay? It's usually a messy process. Experience tells me that you're going to get wet, you're probably going to get dirty, and you're probably going to lose a little bit of beer, okay? Maybe not, but let's see if we can make it work, okay? Okay, so let's give it another go, okay? So we've got beer coming in. We've got gas coming in. We've got our lever here, which will let us swing either to CO2 or to beer. So it's in the middle at the moment, so we've got nothing coming in. We've got our stem, which goes into the glass. We've got our overflow, which is here. And we've got our control valve, which at the moment is closed off. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So it's the whole way right, which means that it's completely closed. So we're going to take our bottle, which has been sanitized, pop it in. Little bit of pressure on there, but not too much. You don't want to push this bung right in. Okay, and then what we're going to do is get a little bit of CO2 in first of all. So turn it to CO2, let our valve out. Okay, so CO2'd up. Now we're going to switch it to beer. Okay, and then again, just a little bit of flow here. I don't know why we're not getting any beer. Come on, baby. Why are we not getting beer? CO2. Do you know why we're not getting beer? Because I disconnected it from the keg. What an idiot. Hey, we got beer. Okay, so we've got beer coming in. And you can see our bottle is filling up. So nice little kind of head on there, but not too much, which is good. So as we open the valve, of course, even when this valve is fully closed, when you initially turn your beer on, there will only be a little bit of pressure in the bottle. So you will get a flow of beer until the pressure equalizes between the pressure that's in your keg and the pressure that's in the bottle. Once that's equal, the flow will stop. And then as we let pressure out the bottle, there's a nice beer bubble. As we let pressure out the bottle, then obviously beer will continue to flow and it will keep coming up and up and up. So yeah, this is a little bit better. Once we remember to connect our beer up to the keg, then it flowed a little bit nicer. So this is looking more like it. We've got no spills, we've got no overflows, no mess. But hey, I mean, it wouldn't be a brew day, it wouldn't be a brew session if you didn't have some sort of spill, some sort of thing to clean up at the end of the day. I mean, it's one of the most enjoyable things about brew days, isn't it? Cleaning up, not. Although I have to say, I actually quite like cleaning up. I'm a bit of a clean freak. So a little bit of stuff coming out there. So we're going to crank our top valve closed. So that's the middle position. So no beer, no CO2. Lift it out slowly. Get a crown cap ready. Oh, I've got a red crown cap in there. Oh, hold on. I've got to show you my cool crown caps. Got these gift from my son, right? My little BrewBru logo. Look at them, eh? Woo woo. So pull that up. That'll fizz up just a little bit. Crown cap on there. Ready, and on to the next one. Okay. So beer out in here. So remember, black, disconnect, B for black, B for beer. Plug it in. Oh, right, so told you we'd make a mess. Right. So we've got beer going in. What I should have done, actually, always forget this. I always make a little bit of a mess. What I should have done is had a little bit of... Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Wah! I usually do this on the floor because it always makes a mess. I'm just doing it up high. Did that reach the roof? I don't know. I'm doing it up high just so you guys can see it. Look, we've got beer spurting everywhere. Anyway, so let's see. So there we go, a little bit of foaming, but that's not too bad. And then so we've got a little bit of foam coming up, which is good. Oh, my beer! Yeah, get it back in. Told you we'd make a mess.